Hey friends, I'm Tony Powers with the Pooter Stomper channel, an instructor at the Pathfinder School, and I've had a few people ask me what kind of belt knife am I carrying. They also ask me what do I look for in a long-term survival knife. And in order for me to carry a knife on my hip that I'm going to use for long-term survival, it must have four things. The first thing is it must be full tang, and that is that the blade goes all the way through the handle. We don't want a knife where the blade only goes a quarter or halfway through, because as we're batoning, it could break from the handle. So number one, full tang. Number two, it needs to have a 90-degree spine. Many reasons for that. One, to strike a ferro rod. Two, I use this actually more than I use my blade, really, because I use this to process down materials such as inner bark, to make bird's nests, and scraping fat wood pieces to make really fine shavings of fat wood. So I use my 90-degree spine a lot. So number one, full tang. Two, 90-degree spine. Three, the blade itself needs to be 4 to 6 inches long. My fist is about 4 inches wide. This is about a 5.5 inch blade. It's big enough to where I can baton through bigger logs, but it's just small enough still to where I can do some fine carving, notch work, things like that. And last but probably the most important, we want to make sure that our knife is made of high carbon steel. One reason for that is if it is made of high carbon steel, we don't need to carry a flint and steel kit with us. All we need is a piece of flint, and we can ignite charred material and start a fire. That's one reason. Another one is it is a softer metal. We want a softer metal because even though it may dull quicker, all we need to do is just take a few swipes on our leather belt and it is back to a razor sharp edge. So keeping it sharp is a lot easier with a high carbon steel as opposed to a stainless steel knife. As I've said in previous videos, I love stainless steel knives, but for long-term survival, high carbon steel is where it's at. There's a lot of misconceptions about soft metal. A lot of people think that since it's soft, it will break. All of your leaf springs and coil springs that you find on cars are made of high carbon steel because their ability to bend and then snap back into place. I never really get nervous anytime I use this to pry something, such as thick bark to get to some inner bark. I have never broke a high carbon steel knife. I have broke stainless steel knives and other metal knives, but I have never broken one of these. And think of it as a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree will bend with the wind, snap back into place, whereas an oak probably won't bend, but once it reaches its breaking point, it will do just that, break. Another bad rap that high carbon steel knives gets is that they rust. And yes, they do rust if you do not properly care for them. When I take this home, I will take some roasted walnut oil and I will just put it on the blade, a light coating on the blade and the handle, and let it sit until I need it. It won't have any rust. While you're in the field, keep it in your sheath, keep it dry. If it does start to get some surface rust, sometimes simply just rubbing it on your pants will knock all that surface rust off. You can also take your leather belt, wipe it on there, and it comes right off. So while it does rust, that's because of the high carbon content. It's not a big deal. A lot of people make it a bigger deal than what it really is. The one that I'm currently using and have been using for a while is the PKS Kephart XL, and you can find that by clicking the SRO link down in my description box. But I do have another knife here, and this is the Camp and Trail. I had this, I've probably used this for about a year, and it's a great knife, but I want to give it to one of my subscribers. It's just been sitting for a while and it needs to go to a good home. It has all those qualities that we talked about before. It is 4 to 6 inches in length. It has a 90-degree spine, made of high carbon steel, and full tang. This has been a very good knife to me. It has served me well, and I know it will serve you well as well. So the only thing you need to do to win this is just leave a comment below and let me know that you want the knife. I don't care how, just say I'll take the knife or I want that knife, and I will pick somebody at random. I believe there's some software I can use that just picks a random comment. I will reply back to your comment telling you to send me an email with your address, and I'll send this out to you as soon as I can. Once again, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. It truly means a lot. Be sure to check out my links below, like, subscribe, you know what to do. Take care, and I'll see y'all on the next one.